If you are saving money for something, that I think the most important part, more than my coaching, more than... Hello Infernoble friends, welcome to this new video. Now I'm gonna show you what are the best deck lists that we could play in current TCG for Infernoble. So I have almost every competitive variant here, but before we begin, I'm gonna make you a huge favor, because some of you would say like, hey, I know what variant I want to play, but I don't have the money, the budget, because sometimes we have to spend a lot on Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So that's why before we begin checking all the variants, the first thing I want to show you is a quick guide on how to change one card for another, like a budget replacement, that of course is not going to be the same, but is the best that we can do. And of course, we have to do the best with what we have. That's always been Infernoble. So the first thing you should know is the Abelstar Wanted is a wonderful engine, but of course it's kind of expensive. That's why we, as you can see, I have some theories. First, if you cannot get one, but you can get anything else, just run 3 copies of Witch. Now, if you cannot afford 3 Witches, but you can afford 1, then run it alongside Magician Souls. Why? The synergy is great. She mills the Abelstar, then you can use any of the Roras, the Museum, the Durendal on the Souls, so you can get any normal summon you want, the Flame Swordman, the Uppercutter, the Ogier. All of them with the Souls are gonna let you full combo at some capacity. Even if you have enough bodies to link climb, you can get into Selene, so then you can revive the Witch, and then Witch can trigger. So it's super searchable. Well, the next thing, if you cannot get any Witch, then yeah, don't get Souls also. At that point, you would have to run between 1 or 3 original, and of course the 1-for-1. If you can only afford 1 original, then you should run it alongside Popular, and also a small engine of Parallel Exit, which is basically make any link, maybe in Infernoble that is a level 1, and then you just make a link 1, and then you can summon the Parallel Exit and get into Banshee. And Banshee is an easy way to just get the Popular, get the original. So even if you have only 1 original, it's gonna be searchable. And then if you cannot get even Popular, then of course you don't run Banshee, but you could still run the original. Maybe only if you have 1. Like a cool play that you could do is in the extra deck, just have ready your Charmers. So with the Hira or with the Dark, you would be able to like revive the opponent's Abelstar or Popular and search your own Snake Eye, which is gonna be good. It's what you need at this point. Alright? What else? Then if you cannot run any of this engine, a good replacement is just more Infernoble engine. Like if you're running 1 Renault or 1 Durendal, you could run 3 of those, you know what I mean? And then, if you're running the Souls package, and you're milling your 1 Witch, you could also adapt your build and run like the Monster Reborn on the Succession. So if you happen to pair them together, you just revive the Witch immediately, so you don't need to link climb into Selene to get it. And then just powerful one-offs. If you cannot afford those cards, you may as well run more Museums, a way to beat hand traps, the pseudo original, and yeah, that's it. In the extra deck, the one card that is really controversial is SP. If you cannot afford the SP, usually it's good going first. If you need some form of warrior, even though we don't have Isolde, sometimes we need like have a warrior, so then we can equip Infernoble and then Museum summon them. So Ferocious could help there. And going second, if you were planning to IP into SP, then just IP into Unicorn, like the old side. Of course, in between the Sinful, the Abelstar Witch, like if you don't get that, I mean, I don't think that hurts as much as not having SP. So if you are saving money for something, that I think the most important part, more than my coaching, more than the Abelstar Wanted, your SP. And you should be glad that we have confidence that the Konami won't ban SP for now, because we just saw in the OCG that it got semi-limited, which is super weird, but I'm sure that means that here in TCG we won't get it banned, at least not now. So I think it's a safe investment, and that's the first thing that you should be trying to achieve. Yeah. Then what else? Yeah, then we have the princess. Yeah, the Promethean. If you cannot get it, then I'm not sure if we have a good replacement. The closest would be just make a Hira and revive the opponent's princess, I guess. But yeah, she's another really good investment for the deck. I recommend you to invest on extra deck monsters before the main deck cards, just because the extra deck stuff can be, and they are always there. You don't need to have a random chance to open them. They could be good utility in all your games. And then what else? Yeah, if you're running the dark to reborn the opponent's Diabelzer, you may as well run the link ones, some of those, so you can turn your fire monsters into darks, so she is more accessible. And also, the second you can afford an SP, you need to have one of those, so your SP is much better to go in second. Okay, I think that was a quick overview of the budget replacement in Infernoble. Now we're gonna see the deck list one by one until we reach to the second best, because the best is for my coaching. So the sixth best list is gonna be, yeah, the super heavy variant. Now, as you can see here, I'm gonna try to copy all the engine that you should run in every variant. I think the first 22 cards are the same for all the variants, and then you can easily see what are the changes, so you can choose for yourself, oh, this is worth it, this is not worth it. So here, after the 22, in this variant, I'm choosing that you should max on Witch. Of course, we don't have budget limitation when I'm talking about variants. In the super heavy, of course, 3/3 and the 2 bricks per se. And then, yeah, the popular. I think you run popular in almost any variant but one. Now, what could I tell you about this variant? You really want to open one of these 6 Wakaushi. That's why I have here in the side deck tech options. This guy is just a normal summon that could get you Wakaushi if you want more access to him. Another good normal summon would be Connector, because in the super heavy you lose super hard to the roll, so you may as well normal summon Connector, cut the roll if you see that roll is common in your meta, and then proceed with your Wakaushi and full combo. And then you could run a second Big Becky, because he's not only a brick but a garnet. I hope you know the difference. And then there are some cute variants with the super heavy, you could run this guy, and then your level 1, instead of being horns, could be this, that is a better brick to open. But then this needs you to normal summon this, and then in the extra deck you could have this cool text when you wanna freestyle super heavy combos, because you could make these guys to get back your Akashi to have a better pendulum summon. I don't know. And then in the extra deck, the first 11 cards are gonna be the same for all the variants. I think those 11 are the same, they're powerful enough that I want them no matter the variant. All right. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about these 11, but here the 4 cards that are flex spots, and you should change them between variants. Here I'm choosing Axel because of the neat combo that Axel plus more Viking to Baron early. I'm choosing Banshee because, yeah, super heavy gets you to level 4 easily, so you can search popular consistently. So maybe there is an argument to cut 2 witches here if you want more free space. Then Dempsey for the same reason, rank 4 access, and then I pick just generic stuff. Yeah. So that's the variant number, the 6th best variant. Now the 5th we're gonna see is the adventure variant. Now here, I'm saying, the same 22 cards, or 23 because popular is, yeah, almost always there. With this engine, you don't want to have normal summons, more than you already do, except for Roland, because if you just need to roll any normal summon and you don't want to just normal summon an ogre that does nothing, you could also main deck this guy, so at least you get a free value of your normal summon because he triggered in the graveyard. But I probably want to just search the Torpin instead. But if you choose to main deck Roland to get more value out of your normal summon, And then you could also just main deck Ring at this point. You know, Ring, you could side it in any variant alongside Roland, but here if you are willing to main Roland, just main Ring as well if you want. Then for the Brave adventure stuff, yeah, you could also main Griffon or Illegal Knight, especially Griffon. The main reason of why I'm not choosing to main Griffon is because if you just get your level 4, it's still a lot of value thanks to Banshee or Dempsey. So yeah, but if you feel he's a must, yeah, then just consider that he's here and you have 6 plus flex spots in 40. You could have 26 if you wanna go over 40. You know what I mean? Okay, then the Revolution Synchron. This is like a nice synergy that you have here, because then with your Brave token you could make like your level 7s, going second at Black Rose with Chain Block. That's really cool. Then you lose even more harder into Droll, but I guess you might be like, okay, if I'm losing into Droll, then yeah, it's the same result, you know. If they don't have it, I'm gonna take more advantage out of that scenario. Yeah, with Revolution you're gonna have even less non-engine space, but it's nice. I think at that point you also gotta run your 2 more Durandals, so your power tool gets you always a good extender. And then yeah, you will be making your Crystal Wing. Then in the extra deck, what changes? Just generic stuff, I guess. Yeah, the rank 4s, a Link Spire, because not only because of Nibiru, also because of Brave token. Dark, yeah, just generic stuff. And maybe if you're making the Illegal Knight in their main deck, this will come up more. Yeah, that's it. Now for the variant number 4th variant, we have the Flame Sormant. So here, this is the one variant where we don't play Popular, and the main reason is there's just no space in the extra deck to run Banshee. Also, in the main deck, like when you're fighting on board, you don't really want to make a rank 4, you want to link climb into Crush Ship, so there's just no synergy there. That's mainly the reason. Yeah, these are like the 7 cards that you should be maining in this variant, in my opinion. Then of course you could run stuff like the Fenrir, so you can equip your Infernobles and search fighting more consistently. And then also you want free body, so you can fighting plus body into Cross Ship. And then summon this guy under Cross Ship and link climb even more. Both sides you could run this, so you have a more consistent plan B against Roller Shifter. Basically just they chain the roll, you chain this, search the trap. They use Shifter, again you just search this trap and then try to make like an IP, and then this thing is gonna get you the body, so your IP has a target to turn into an SP. And then a Book of Moon. I think it's really nice against Kashtira. Whatever. You could also run 2 or 3 copies of this guy. If you run the second, then you have a nice combo where you could set up him as an extra interruption, but good luck trying to choose what to cut, maybe the Link Kuribo. Then this card that is only good going second and only sometimes when you have setup, so I don't recommend it, but it's there. Yeah, the Ferocious, if you want more utility, it could have some synergy because of the name, but I don't see it being worth. And then Astolfo and second Charles, that's crazy, but when I was testing this build, I found some cool lines to beat Nibiru just with the fighting and Infernoble stuff. Let's say a Museum or a Renaud or an Oliver, and it requires in some lines these guys. Again, yeah, to beat Nibiru without Crush It, without Apollousa. So cool things that I didn't show before, and I won't show it here, only in my coaching sessions, if you want to play this variant. And yeah, the 4 flex spots has to be these 2 fusions and then Crush It and IP. So yeah, that's it. Now we go with the 3rd best variant, which it is, yeah, Snake Eye. For me, this is the top 3. Yeah, I know a lot of people think this is top 1. Well, in this case, we have 10 flex spots, and I'm playing like the minimum good stuff, which is, yeah, 3 Ash, 3 Bonfire, and the break that you just have to run. Of course, to make the engine better, you also would run the Oak and the Divine Temple, so you have a solid plan B when your Infernoble engine doesn't go as well as planned, it gets interrupted, whatever. When that happens, yeah, you rely on this and you just play the Snake Eye at that point. with the IP, with the Ambler Whale, and maybe Cialantis. But I mean, if you want Cialantis to go second, because right now he's here only so you put the Whale in graveyard going first. But if you want this like for the OTK line that you really don't need in Infernoble, because your guys are huge, but you would just have to sacrifice some extra space to fit the Nightmare Phoenix, the Salamangreat, whatever. Okay, then you could be running 3 Witch if you want. Of course, only if you are maining the Divine Temple, so you have more targets. You don't want Witch getting OSS and then Popular getting nothing. So you may as well also main the field before playing more copies of Witch. The second Flamberge if you want like grind game, if you don't want to open it and then hurt your combos. But keep in mind that all of these that you would be adding is less non-engine space. Then the second Popular if you want, you know, again, to open it and be fine because you have another one in the deck. This that you could side if you want. And then Axel that has a cool interaction with Witch, because if you summon Witch, summon your Ricardero, and then make Axel into Braver. And because Braver is a huge deal in this variant. You're making Braver a lot. So you get a level 4 access. And then yeah, Link Spider in utility if you can afford to feed it somewhere. I would recommend you to put also the Link Spider when you can need. In this variant you're always getting your OSS, so you may as well have a plan B for that. And that's it. Here the flex spots are Braver IP, Cialanis, Whale. I think that's self-explanatory. And now for my last profile in this video, the top 2, we have, that's right, the Ip Boxer or Infernoble variant, however you want to call it. This is like what I showcased recently with Rudy. He's having great results with this. So yeah, I know this can get you good results. I'm not saying any of these deck lists are bad. This is just the top 2 for me. Simple as that. Now here, yeah, we're having the same 21, 22 standard cards that we had in all the variants. What's the difference here? Well, we have the uppercutter Sparrer. Bad condition going second, so you gotta learn how to play around that condition. I think we covered some of that topic in my last video, so I recommend you to watch it if you have problems with this. What else? Then you gotta run these 2 cards, which are not so great to open, but of course you can use them. You just need to be like more skillful, more mindful of how to take advantage of them in your freestyle combo, because when you open them, you're probably freestyling, not doing a standard combo that you could memorize. And then you have 11 flex spots here. So what do I recommend you here? The Fenrir, because, or the Witch. The idea behind these guys is you just want cards to let your Museum Durendal be Rhoda, so you can get your uppercut or 1 card combo more consistently. Braver, this is a card that Rudy was playing, and I also see a lot of pros to play it. But I think a lot of people, I mean, at least me, decided that Liquid Evo was a better fit in the deck. So I'm not running Braver in this version of the deck at the moment, which is nice because it allowed me to cut Joy, which I wanted to cut a long time. But of course, if you run Braver, run Joy. There's just no other option. And then the 4 flex spots in this variant are the Ip, Banshee Dempsey, and Link Spider, which are like, again, generic. And I think that's it. Yeah. Well, I thought this video was going to be super long, but I think I think I explained you everything about these variants. Well, maybe not in depth, but now you are aware of them and you are aware how they fit in my top. Main difference between Snake Eye and this is that when your main guy gets interrupted, you always need 2 extenders to pass through that. Usually it's Ricardero banishing itself to summon a level 4. It's a tuner, or freestyling to something different, but I don't see 1 card solving this issue. It has to be a 2 card combination, which is a huge deal. Here, in the other hand, you get uppercut negated, and of course you have a lot of ways to solve that problem of 1 more card, not 2. Yeah, that's like the main difference that I see. Also, of course, he could have more synergy because of being a warrior, a fire, or whatever. So I prefer this a little bit more. Yeah, but that's it. the difference between one card combo at the end of the day, I don't think it matters too much, because in this format you're gonna get hand drops, so you're not gonna open like, oh, one card combo, 4 hand drops, I hope he resolves and full combo. Yeah, I think that's super unlikely. So you should like not hope yourself, oh, I need this one card combo to be perfect, to be 18 eruptions. My advice is just learn how to play with your whole hand to play through hand drops. So that's what's happening in this format. Okay, so once again, hope you like this video. Hope that moving from one variant to another this quickly allows you to understand the difference, because you are watching like the same 22 cards and then you're just seeing what's changing from variant to variant. Which cards are good, which cards are bad to open, how many you have to run, how many you would choose to run other than the ones in screen, you know, the ones that I put in the side that are like consideration for you, and then you can make your decision. Just so you know, when I am coaching people, I don't tell you, okay, you gotta run my top 1 variant or whatever. No, I could also adapt to what you have, to your budget, or which variant you have more experience. So you just we just exploit those assets, let's say. Because again, at the end of the day, any of these variants could FTK or break a board going second, or open 2 hand traps and then just play going second. So I don't think that one is infinitely better than the other, but of course there are pros and cons, and I hope I helped you see them in this video. So if you want more help from my part, you know where to find me. Please add me on Discord, and that would be it. And feel free to put me questions here, but I would rather if you just put them in my Discord. Okay? Have a good rest of the day. Goodbye.